Thanks for joining us. This is Mahesh from USAM. So today's topic will be tube and piping in Inventor Professional. While installing Inventor, we have two options. One is Inventor and another one is Inventor Professional. Only if you choose Inventor Professional, you will see these options like tube and piping, cable and harness, BIM exchange and other options. So make sure that you install Inventor Professional to get access to all these options. I'll quickly open a model. We'll see how we are going to connect pipes in this existing model. So as I already said in Plan 3D, skid level piping can be done in Inventor itself, and not only piping, even hoses and tubes can be routed using Inventor Professional's tube and piping option. So go to environments. You can see tube and pipe. Click on that, and it will ask for a name. We'll go with default names as of now. Say OK. So we'll create something called run. So you can see it has named something called run 1. So we can create any number of runs inside a tube and pipe runs, and inside run we can create any number of routes. Okay, so we shall go there and start our new route. Before that, we have to specify the style of the pipe which we are going to use it here. So go to tube and pipe styles, or otherwise you can go over here and select which we want to do now. So we'll go with joint PVC, and in case if you're going to edit the styles which we have selected, you can go over here and say tube and pipe styles, and so this option gives you to edit as well as create a duplicate, or you can even delete the unwanted libraries from your styles. So this is the option which we have selected. We shall go here and check for the dimensions. In case you're not okay with it, you can go over here and edit. I want 1.5 inch pipe, and schedule 40 is okay for me. And even you can change the appearance of the pipe which is going to be populated in your screen. So we'll quickly go and change it to white so that it is more visible. Yeah. And you can also say that this is a butt welded or flanged. So by default it is following the standard, but in case you want to edit those into a butt weld, you can go over and say it is butt welded. Once we say butt welded, you can change this, see the difference here. It has taken the coupling out of the style. So see the difference here. So it has removing the coupling option from the style. If you go and opt for flanged option, it will give you flange as well as gasket. So for example, I'll tick say OK with flanged. You can see it has added flange and gasket here. So these are the various options which can be used to edit the tube and piping styles, right? So once you are OK with it, save this. And if you are going to save it in the existing library, it will be changing the default options. So if you are not okay with it, you can go over and say copy. It will create a duplicate of it, and then you can put your changes there. So not with the original content which is available in Inventor by default. Say close. And for routing, we have two different options. One is we can create our own routes, or we can opt for automatic route. Say new route. As I already said, if you want, you can change the names. Say OK. So go to route, select the area which we need to route first, and this has to be connected to this drain area, drain pipe, and Inventor will give you the automated routes, and you can click over this arrow mark to see the different variants what Inventor is going to suggest us. And for each and every variant, the segments are increasing. So whenever segments are increasing, your fitting will also be increasing, right? So if the segment is 4, you need to put up a elbow here, here and here. And if it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 fittings. And the main criteria for designer is to reduce the cost. So we'll go with the minimum segments so that we'll have only 2 elbows, that is 2 fittings. So the center mark is to accept the solution, say OK. You have now accepted the route which inventor has created for you. Say finish route and go over populate route, and it will populate the styles which we have selected already. So this has not only joint, elbow and pipe. So when we give a closer look over here, so I'll select this elbow and say transparent, and you can see the pipe is actually fitted with the elbow. It's not just mated as we do for the sake of design. It's actually inserted into the elbow. This will actually give the exact length of the pipe. So we can go blindly and trust the software that it's giving the actual values. So I'll switch off the transparent. Now we'll try a manual routing. New route. We don't have any different options like manual or automatic in the interface. So everything has to be decided through our own workflow, how we route the prompts, right? New route. I'll say OK. Select the area which we need to connect. Route. Yeah. And whenever you click a area, it will automatically create an axis, and moving your mouse pointer towards the axis, you can see a point over there. And now if we say the dimension, it will automatically keep the point, and it will start creating a line. These are the pointers which which can be used to turn the lines. So I'll go over to say 45 and say 36. So it has went here, good, and I need another 45 degree. And now 1 second, we don't know exactly the center point here, so we don't know the distance between here and here, and it will be more difficult for us to find also. So what we can do is right click, say point snap, and go to origin and select this plane. It will automatically bring your line here. Okay, so now we'll go here and start continue our design, and I'll go with 7 inches. So I think 7 inches won't be okay. We'll go with 7.5. We'll try 7.5. So you can also edit using dimension option. So I think 7.5 will be okay, and we'll continue to route. Yeah, say finish route. So this is one such way to do a manual piping, also manual routing. And you can go over and say populate, and you can do your populate of piping. We have seen automated routing as well as manual one, and there is an option to combine these two also. So a part of it can be manual and next part can be automated. So even you can combine these two and create routes. That is also possible in tube and piping of Inventor. So to show an example of it, So I'll move the model and we'll try connecting these two using a combined route, combining both manual as well as automatic. Run to new route. So here I'll select, and now you can see this line is getting clashed with the existing pipe, right? So if I bring any pipes over here, it will eventually, these two will be meeting each other. So to avoid that, we'll go and create a bump over here, and now we can go and select these two. So the first half we have done using manual, we have manually routed, and from here we have opted for automatic routing and say OK, and go over and populate this. So this is a combination of both manual routing as well as automatic. So you get the difference, right? Another option is we can create lines using sketches or 3D sketches and then convert those lines into pipes. So this is the fourth type of creating routes here. So for that I'll open a sketch which we have already created. Say open. So this is something where you can see the difference that this is a sketch but we have opened in assembly interface. Why? Because only then we can go and get access to environments and tube and piping. So make sure that you create a sketch, save it as a part file, and then bring to the assembly interface and place the sketch in assembly interface as grounded at origin, and then save that assembly file. And once you have done all these steps, we can go over to environments and tube and pipe. So I'll double click over here to edit tube and pipe which is already there available in design tree. Create pipe run. So we have created a run, new route. Okay. So here we have something called derive route. Select that option and come over to your sketch and just select it. And before that, make sure that you have selected your desired tube and pipe styles, right? Say finish route, go and say populate. So you can see it has populated all the fittings, pipes and fittings. And the beauty of this option is we have created a sketch, and since it is parametric, the pipes and fittings which we have created also will be parametric. So now we get an option to edit the sketch actually. So I'll quickly go and edit the base sketch. So now the sketch is activated over here, and we can go over and reduce the dimension, change the dimensions. So we have done with it. Say finish route, and you can see the route is also parametric along with the sketches. If you want to reuse this route in your interface, you can go over and copy paste it. So select everything, say Control V, Control C and Control V. You can just copy paste and use it in your assembly interface. What we have to make sure is whatever the changes you do here will also be reflected here also. So we'll see how this is possible. So we'll select route and edit base sketch. If I change something here, say OK, return, and you can see it is also reflecting here in the copied model. So if you want it as a separate part, we have an option to do it. Just double click this part and it will ask that the document is not adaptive. If you want to make it adaptive, say OK. So we'll delete this. We shall see how a style can be edited now. So we have selected 9.6 style for this particular route in case you want to change it. So we have selected ASTM A53A. So this is ASME 16.5 standard, and in case you are going to edit this, we have an option to do it also. So double click your route and go back to your styles, say welded steel pipes, and finish your route. So once you come out, it will automatically change your style. So whatever the stage of your design may be, and in between you can go over and change your desired design style, that is tube and piping style, right? If we are not satisfied with the components which so automatically it is placing, we can bring our own parts from Content Center also. For that, I'll open another model. Okay. So we have opened the model here. So we'll go to Content Center. Fittings, and we need flanges. So this is ASME 15, ASME B 16.5. So we'll go with 4 inches, say OK. And you can see it has automatically taken the pipe. So you can see the difference over here. And clicking space bar will change the orientation of the flange. Okay. So we'll go, once you place a flange, it will automatically keep the joining flange also. So you can see that it has automatically created the joints, and it has created a opening. Why? Because this is for welding purpose. We have a welding joint here, so it has taken that into concern and showing you a gap over here. And I have chosen a wrong product, so this doesn't fit over here, but still this is to show you that it is taking weld into consideration. Okay. So we'll quickly put a, so say done. We'll quickly bring a T-joint here and connect these two. Content Center, fittings, and we have T's. So I'll select ASME 16.5. Okay, I'll take this. Okay. So we'll go back for 4 inches. Say OK, and place it over here somewhere, and change the orientation to see the valve here. Take this model and say 90. Okay, and we have to connect these two, and we have to connect these two. We are visually, you can see that these two are not aligned together. So to align with this, just right click, say point snap, and go and check for the origin plane of, so this is a gate valve. We'll go and check for the origin over here. Yeah, and click this point, and you can see it has automatically changed its position. So this step which we have already seen there will also work for fittings. So now say done. So these are the some of the options available in piping section of tube and piping in Inventor Professional. So we do have options to tubes as well as hoses. All the procedure are same. So I'll cover only the differences, right? So I'll close all these. And we shall open a tube model. No. So for tube bends, we need to give the dimension exactly for manufacturing, right? Even for piping also, we'll create isometric drawings. And for bending tubes, we need to give bending dimensions for the machines. So for that, Inventor has a specific option to create those things. So we'll quickly see what option is that. For that, I'll open a model. So we have already created a copper tube, and we need to know where exactly the bend has to be done and what is the dimension of the bend. So this is more important for bending machines. So we'll quickly go to run, double click and activate your run, select your tube segments and right click on it. You have an option called bending machine output. Select it, and we have three different formats as an output. So I'll choose XYZ, and I'll do it in desktop, save, yes. So we'll go over there and check for it. Notepad, and now you can see the 0.0123, so that is your points and its XY coordinates along with the radius and end-to-end length of the tube. This is an option which is available only for tubes, not for pipes. Okay, and we'll also try to create some flexible hoses. We'll open a model, say open, yeah. So environments, tube and pipe, sorry, tube and pipe. Okay, here we have options called hydraulic hoses. We have with fittings as well as without fittings. There is no fittings. So I'll go with male straight, new route. Okay. So when we click a route option, you can see it comes along with the fitting. So we'll go and select this option and here. And you can see it has created a flexible curve, and you can go over and change your dimension also, dimension of the curve which it has created. If you're okay with it, say okay and populate. And the beauty of this flexible hoses, it is actually flexible. So whenever your assembly is moved, this will also be moved. And to edit this, we can go over here and double click. We'll get a sketch of it, and you will be able to edit the dimension. So this is 40. In case if you are changing this to 50, what will be the area it is covering? So or if we are going for 40, so what will be the area it requires? You can also use your hose length option to do the same. Okay. And one more thing, in piping section we have something called Isogen. I'll quickly open that also. Close all these. Piping. Oh. So we'll open this model. So we'll activate tube and pipe runs. Most of the piping company has to give an output in ISO format, which we which we saw in Plant 3D. So the users of Inventor are confusing the option Isogen with the isometric view which we have created in Plant 3D. Isogen output doesn't give you a isometric view of the pipe. It only creates a PCF file. So PCF file can be opened in AutoCAD Plant 3D and recreated as a pipe, and from Plant 3D you can create your isometric drawings. And to know more about what is isometric drawing, I have also given a link Plant 3D session which you have done already. Please go and check over it to see how ISO generation will be in Plant 3D. So click that I symbol and get the link for your Plant 3D session. And by this we have come to an end. I have covered tube piping as well as hoses and different options which can be used to create all these. So this is for today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. So we'll meet in another session. For queries, please use the comment box. We'll quickly answer those queries, or otherwise you all have my mail ID as well as my contact number. You can contact me anytime to resolve your queries. Thank you. We'll meet in another session.